Ooh, smoky.
Oh. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Josh's RCs, where the table is so small that I have to sit on a stool so you can see me in frame. Just to get a couple things out of the way, I'm wearing a headband because my hair's too long and it will go on my face, and I'll be doing this the entire time if I don't wear a headband. So anyways, let's just get on with the video. So this is the Slash 4x4. And the Slash 4x4 is well renowned as a very, very strong truck. But just because the Slash 4x4 is strong does not mean that there's no upgrades available for it. This truck has insane aftermarket support by Traxxas and by literally everyone else. So there's so many parts on this car, and I'm gonna go over them all with you. Let me just start off first by saying, if you have all these upgrades that I have on this 6S Slash 4x4, on a 3S stock Slash 4x4 VXL, it would be probably the most strong VXL truck you could get ever, minus the shocks, because these are just stock, horrible, garbage shocks, as you saw in the slow-mo, with lots of bounce back. So first off, I'm just going to start in the back and move my way to the front on all the upgrades I have in here. So starting off in the rear with the things that you probably can see are these tie rods. With this truck, which is very, very heavy for what it is, these tie rods take a lot of abuse with the wheels going in and out and everything, and you can see they're kind of sloppy, but I think that's the arms. So I had to replace these tie rods pretty recently with new joints, and what I've done to them is I put Teflon tape around them just to reduce the movement of them so they don't wear out the joints as much and as often, and they don't have as much abuse on them, so they're not always just taking it and taking it and taking it. For a 6S Slash 4x4, you might think, oh, my hubs need to be metal because that's the strongest thing that you can put on there, but no, it's not. They suck. I've had them. They really, really suck. All they do is just eat bearings, and then you can't get the bearing out because the metal ring is just like infused to the inner ring of the stupid hub. It sucks. It's dumb. It's just dumb. I hate them. These are some RPM hubs, and I think they do a much better job of soaking up stuff and making the truck more flexible and everything, so it can just take those boom, boom, boom hits all on the ground like all day long, and the bearings are still fine in there and nothing ever breaks. I haven't broken these hubs yet, and I've put them on maybe 6 months ago, and I've been doing some crazy stuff. Basically, the first thing that everybody replaces on their Traxxas model with plastic axles is the plastic axles, because they suck and they break very, very easily. So these are some MIP axles. They're really good. They're a little bit worn out and they have some slop in them, but they still work fine. Okay, a lot of slop. a lot of slop. This might be time to get the rebuild kit or something for them, but they work so much better than these stupid, horrible nightmare plastic axles. You might be able to make out this sway bar right here, and that'll help with rollovers, and it'll just keep your car nice and planted in the turns so you don't flip over every 2 seconds. Might have been wondering about the tires. These are Proline belted Badlands MX 3.8, I believe. They're big. They're really big. They're much bigger than the stock tires, and I love them. They're amazing. In a 6S Slash 4x4, you have double the power, kind of a 3S Slash 4x4. At least you have double the S's. But if your drivetrain is built correctly and very solid, all the power is going to be transferred to the hex. Not really the wheel and the tire. That's where the grip is coming from, but it's going to be transferred to the hex, and that's where it's going to break. So the amazing thing about these Proline wheels right here is that they have removable hexes, so if it does strip, which they have stripped, they're not indestructible. If you get both tires, so 2 packs, you're going to have 2 extra rear hexes and 2 extra front hexes. And I've used 2 extra rear hexes already on this one because it broke twice for some reason. But so that'll just save you so many headaches with that removable hex. You can just replace it. They're fairly cheap as well. They make an aluminum or steel or metal, some kind of metal hex for the replacement of this plastic one. But I wouldn't go with that just because it might break your wheel. And that's a lot of money because these tires were like $50 a pack. And I'm not going to spend that again ever. So now moving on to what you cannot see. Inside here is the differential. And that differential is basically bulletproof now because it has the Traxxas spiral ring gear. Yes, I got it that time. That is so hard to say for some reason. And that spiral ring gear is curved. The teeth are, okay, I can't really do this on camera. They're like curved like that. I don't know the science behind it, but they can take a lot more punishment than just straight gears like that. The differential case in here is just the stock Traxxas plastic one that comes with the slash 4x4, and it holds up really well. But the gears inside there are stock as well, with the exception of this metal link bar thing. I don't know what it is. I'll show a picture of it, but that just decreases a lot of slop in there, so all the gears can't shift around and then strip out eventually, because I've had a lot of them strip and it sucks to get into the differential every time. And you're probably thinking, oh, I might as well go like that GPM aluminum or hot racing aluminum or something like that, or steel or blah blah blah. I don't even know if they make steel, but no, because that will wear out because they have metal pins inside the differential which will wear a groove inside the housing. So if this is the case and this is the pin, it'll start moving around. That's very graphic. It'll start moving around like this, and it'll eventually just wear it to where the hole gets bigger, and it can freely do this, and all the gears can just munch each other up and die. Moving on, there is a Traxxas center differential in here, which costs like $70. I know, that's crazy, but it really saves the truck a lot. It saves the rear diff, not much the front diff. Front diff just has a lot of loose traction, so it can just, you know, slip. If I hold here, yeah, there you go, will allow it to do that. If there's a big amount of grip in the rear, it'll just send the power to the front, so you save your rear, and it's fine. So this center differential comes with 100K fluid stock, and that is definitely enough to get some wheelies, and I've just kept it stock with 100K fluid because it seems to work fine to me. So you probably noticed that the chassis isn't like the stock, you know, slash 4x4 VXL chassis. It's the low center of gravity chassis that comes with the Ultimate and Platinum. I don't even know if they sell the Platinum anymore, but they do sell the Ultimate, and this chassis comes with the Ultimate, and it is very low down. It helps a lot with rollovers. The normal chassis would come up to about here, where this is down here. So here, here, about that much difference, maybe an inch. Yeah, it really has solved a lot of rollovers. Motor and ESC is a Arrma BLX 185 combo, and it works really well. It's really good. I forgot to mention the Pinion, which is a Robinson Racing 20-tooth. The 20-tooth paired with this stock ring gear on the differential is very fast. I'm guessing probably 55. The drive shaft in here is a Tenko RC. There you go. Tenko RC drive shaft. It's very strong. It's a dog bone, essentially. It's just a dog bone, so it has a little bit of flex. So if the chassis flexes like this, the drive shaft can stay all right. It hasn't bent yet. It hasn't stripped out anything yet, and it's just been really perfect. The servo in here, I know you can't really see it that well, but it's just a Traxxas 2075X servo that I think comes in the TRX4. I wish it was the 2075R servo, because that one's a little bit faster, and this one sounds like crap, and it is pretty much crap because it does not have a lot of torque and it's pretty slow. So really, if you wanted to upgrade to a servo that's cheaper than this one and better than this one in every single way, just go to eBay and get a Power Hobby servo, because they're like a billion times better than anything you'll find out there. I recommend the Power Hobby 400 MG with loads of torque, and it's super fast. So onto the front, the differential in here is absolutely stock. Sway bars just like we had in the rear. MIP axles just like we had in the rear. And really the only difference up here is this. The steering and caster blocks are Traxxas aluminum. I don't really think you should go with anything other than Traxxas for these because they're a very perfect fit. I've had some Intigi ones and those did not fit perfectly. They were very odd and I hated them. So I got rid of them and put the Traxxas ones on. And I wish I would have bought the Traxxas ones to begin with. Just like in the rear, I put my little Teflon tape stuff. You know, you can't really see it. There's a Teflon tape right there, and you know, that'll just save these links from flailing all over the place and destroying the ball ends all the time. You might notice that there's no like normal Traxxas battery strap, the one that just slots in and then pops in. I wish I had that, but my battery is a Spectrum 3200 milliamp hour 6S 100C. And it's a little bit taller than this, so I have to use this Velcro, which will strap around. I put it under here, and then it slots in there. And it's pretty strong. I've never had a battery pop out with this system ever. It's perfect. And this Velcro up here is just to hold the battery connectors from slapping themselves on the chassis every single time, so that won't let them bottom out and hit the chassis. The motor might get a little hot in this thing with these giant tires on it, so I put some heat sinks on it, and that should do the job. So the upgrade that I need to have on here but don't is either the Traxxas GTR shocks or the Proline shocks. I forgot what they're called, but those are also said to be really good as well. You really just want something with stronger shock shafts and an aluminum shock body because that'll perform a lot better. And you might be like, what the crap is all these shock spacers doing on there? That's because this thing is so heavy. And if I didn't have them on there, it would be like this. Those are all the upgrades that you really need. Let's go take it outside. Oh, what the? Dust. Why did it just bump the brakes midair? That doesn't make any sense. What the? It just broke because it just randomly hit the brakes in midair when I didn't hit the brakes. I didn't hit the brakes. Why? Okay, the battery's out. We gotta. Oh, it's just the battery's out. Okay. Alright. Normally the Velcro system works. This is just a exception because there's something going on with the radio system. It's not perfect for some reason. It just randomly hit the brakes for me in midair when I didn't do that. I don't know what's going on. I couldn't tell you.
The receiver is fried. I don't know why, but the receiver is just totally dead. It's smoking. That was cut short. I guess that would explain the random braking in midair and everything. The same thing happened on my Italian where I just had to recalibrate the ESC, and that was it, and it was fine. Okay, well, that means I need a new receiver. So I guess that'll be it for this video. Even though the receiver failed, the whole rest of the truck is fine. Sorry if I sound very confused. It's because I'm very confused. I don't know why this happened. This shouldn't have happened. I guess the receiver's kind of held its own for about 2 years now, and I guess it's kind of just taking as many hits as it can take. So guys, hope you liked this video. Hope you liked the upgrades at least. The bashing was cut short. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. See you guys later. Bye.